right. You have a good. Roger that. Alrighty here. Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's find. Let me get the chat line up so I can see if anybody has said anything like hi, good morning, or what the hell does this mean? Oh, there we go. What does this mean, Doc? What is that all about? Here we go. And I can see the chat line now. Alas. Welcome back to the hood. Oh, there's Farkas up top. Welcome back to the hood. Good morning to you. Or good afternoon or good evening. One of the three. It's obviously one of those. Nice. Two people. Farkas and Alas. Jumping in. I like it. Oh, I'm doing all right. Put a little mark on the cattle position. I shouldn't have, but nothing more than that. Just moving along. Just rolling with the homies here. So what do we got going on here? Let me just... let's kill that. There we are. Where do we start? Oh, I was looking at cattle. You can see that. It's up on the screen even. All right, let's close the cattle. And let's put the currencies up there. That's, all right, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there's a third. How about that? I am blessed today. Everybody's joining in. I love it. Welcome. And that is Anta Zizik. I like that. The last name's cool. Zizik. It's easy to do. I can do that. Zizik. I think I make that noise already. Oh my God, 4. It's like I must have hit the jackpot. I got 4 people saying hi to me today. This is like outstanding. It's like, all right, Ahab. I love that name. Cool. Like in the book. All right. Yeah, we're all doing good here. Thank you for joining in. I like it when everybody joins in. It's, we get ideas from it. We end up looking at things that we don't look at normally. It's like let's explore. We're explorers, It's research and trying to find accuracy. Something like that. Is it Zizik or Zizik? Is it Z-I then Z-I-C? Or is it 3 syllables like Zizik? Either way, it's for a person who is dyslexic, which I am, it makes it a lot easier. That's why Doc spells horribly all the time. Valves really cook me. Oh my God, did they cook me? And that has, let's see, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. All right, so you got I's. You got 2 valves out of the 5 letters. You kidding me? You can't believe how much of a calamity that is with my eyesight. Now, Ahab, it's got 2 valves, but it's not as bad. I don't know why. I don't understand that. And Anti, same thing. That's a lot easier in many ways than Zizek. But and then Alas, ooh, there's 2 valves out of the 4. It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know what it is. Valves have a problem with my mind. My mind has a problem with valves in English. So, where are we at? Let's jump over to it. Let's see. Let's go to, where is it at here? Oh, and I guess I can close. Do I have that one open? No. Okay, it's all good now. And so let's jump over to the Swiss franc. I like to start off nowadays with the Swiss franc because it kind of emphasizes the way the dollar's going down. In other words, it's very clear to describe the dollar with the Swiss franc more than pretty much most of the other products. Let's take a look at it on J4X. Where are you? Right there. And then let's put the fact check spreadsheet up right there. And you can see that's line 21. We are 5 days now in a sell, 3 weeks in a buy. So I guess we're getting ready to roll over. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, look at that. The weekly is trying to go back into the sell there. You see where it went into the buy here. With the daily numbers, was a bang bang play, and what a nice run it was. And you can see here we went into the sell, and you can see it started a curve, nothing major. It was way above the time manifold right here. Let's make that time manifold a little bit thicker. Let's see if we do it like that. There we are. You can see it was trying to go after the time manifold, but this week it's broken through the time manifold, and it's just Tuesday, and the histogram is shrinking dramatically. And if this thing goes back down into this area here, it's going to definitely slide us into that weekly sell, and then we just need it to close down there, you know. Whenever you feel free to, let's check. Oh, cool. I recognize those, and I am free. Here at Dukascopy, we are free. Let's check it out. All right, the first one was Aussie. I think Aussie's fighting its way into the daily sell today, too. I saw that right there. Yeah, see that right there? At the Chicago Quant, we send out a dark blue chart. We have a second group that gets that from Chicago Quant. But you can see it's been in a weekly sell. Matter of fact, what's kind of odd is I don't have a line there. Let's put that in there. So it went into the weekly sell. Let me just double check here. So it went into the weekly sell there, right? Yeah. And what did it do? It instantly started to go up. How nice of it. But at the same time, I think we were in a buy, right? So probably saved us. And so, yeah, it went into the buy right here. And then let me just go on. There's the buy. Yeah, that's the buy right there. And then let's go into, let me just go to the other chart that I send out at Chicago Quant just to double check it, to make sure we're not messing anything up here. And that would be right there, the Forex. Let's try that. And we'll just double check both of those at the same time, and then we'll jump over to J4X with it at the same time. What do we got here? That's Canadian. There it is right there. Yeah, so it went into the sell here, so that's fine, and then it went into the buy there. So that's what we've been projecting through Chicago Quant. And then I guess today, you know, it's trying to go into the sell. It's down below the zero line. I put the red dotted line up here for those that follow it through Chicago Quant. And what will happen is that if it closes there, then it's going to be in a sell and it can be a short. And definitely with the options and definitely with the hard delta, you know, the spot or the futures. And so let's just go back to that, and there it is there. So it's doing the same thing. It's just we just look at it a few different wild colors. I try to keep the Dukascopy ones a different color so I know which screen I'm looking at. But they're both the same. The Gasline 3 and a Gasline 3.5 Super. So let's just double check it there. And it's Gasline 5. And what happens is that in Gasline 5, see, we're using plot 4 and we're using plot 1, but we're not using plot 5. And that's the that would be the super. That's what makes it the super, okay? And then over here on Dukascopy, it's a 3.5. And let me just let's turn it back on again, and I'll show you the difference. Again, it's plot 4 and plot 1, so it's fine. And these are invisible. And plot 6 makes it the super over here. So it's okay. As long as 5 and 6 are invisible, it doesn't matter. So in other words, if I turn that on, you'll see the difference. See how let me just fix that, make it thicker. Just want to show you that it's how it does that. It's a research thing I do, or sometimes it depends on the activity or volatility of a product. Whereas you can see here, the green line on the super broke below the zero line here, and so then you had a good clear warning that this was coming, this action here, like that. But we were already in a daily sell to begin with, so it didn't really matter. It gave us a warning that it was coming either way. So it's just you see where it's starting to break down up in here, and it confirms it here with that at the same time. So that's what that's all about. You can see it right there, same thing. So you weren't long it, even with it in the weekly buy. This kept you out either way. So we try to make it simpler on the paid service. We just work at trying to make it simpler because they're not hearing my voice, whereas you're hearing my voice. And so that's what the difference is. That's all. And you have here at Dukascopy, you have a chance to ask me questions. You do at the Chicago Quant. It's just that most people don't. That's the only difference there, really. I mean, people can ask questions. That's how we ended up with questioning in the hogs this morning. Not the hogs, cattle. Threw the extra dotted line in there, and someone actually emailed and said, "Hey, what's that all about?" I was like, "Oh no, it's already in the daily sell. It's just me accidentally putting it in there." So okay, there we go. Is your chart 1 day or 4 hour or 1 hour or a time frame, please? Okay, yes. So what it is on Dukascopy here, we're looking at this is a daily chart up top, okay, and we'll just go show you that instrument. You can see it's in the setting. It's a daily chart right there, and the second chart is a weekly chart, and you don't see the chart. All you're seeing is the algorithm itself. Okay, so the algorithm is what we're really following more than anything else, and then these prices are being measured by the algorithm. So in other words, it tells us to be short. In this case here, it tells you not to be long. That's for sure, and that's what you're seeing right here. Let's turn off that green line again. There we are. Okay, so right here, it takes a little while for it to get into the weekly sell here. And so it's telling you not to be long, but the weekly signal is giving you a weekly signal to be long. It's been telling you to be long since like way back here. So back here it told you to get that the trend in the weekly is up that week, okay? And then the next following week it's still in a trend up and still in a trend up. Each week it reconfirms itself, and that's what the spreadsheet is telling you. So when we go over to the spreadsheet right here, where is it at? Line 12. Okay. Each week we put in how long it's been in a weekly buy or a weekly sell. So it's following the math. Okay. And on the daily, here's the daily. It's showing you it's been in a 5-day buy. Okay. So each week goes by. You're watching from Dukascopy or you're watching through Chicago Quant, and you're seeing this. You're seeing it going, you see that it's in an upwardly trend still. You can see it sliding in and out of buys and sells on a shorter term basis, on a daily basis. And then when the two align, say like right here, let's widen that out a little bit. We have those marks still left in there. It's in a weekly buy, and you see this goes into a buy here. And then it tells you that it's safe to be long, or it has an 8.5 out of 10 time purchase success rate. And so if you're trading options, it's no problem at all. You don't even have to follow. You can follow the weekly, of course, but use it as a measurement on how far out the options you pay for. So in other words, if it's in a weekly buy and it goes into a daily buy, you can buy 2-week options. If it's not, like in the case right here, it goes into a daily sell. You can't short it in the spot because it's way too vicious. It's in a weekly buy still. And so just like right here, it went into the sell and went down for like 3 days, and then bottoms and starts, and then another one move, and then back up again to almost where it was there over an 8-day period. So if you're trading options, you do like a 4-week option to go short. Like you can buy a 4-week option here, but not get short the spot or the futures solely because it's in a weekly buy still. And so try not to get you trapped into anything crazy. So how's that? The LSLS, does that help you out there? Do you comprende? Does that make sense to you? If not, I can try to redefine it a little bit better. I don't have any problem with that. I don't expect everybody to, not as bad as I am dyslexic, I can be verbally just as bad. So that's probably why I'm so good at the math side of it. And so we, on an intraday basis, we pay attention to charts on a spatial time frame. Something I created, a fractal, 4-dimensional fractal system. And what it does is it measures time differently than minutes, seconds, minutes, hours. Seconds, minutes, hours. Yeah, it measures things differently. So, in a spatial way. So, something I invented about 43 years ago, playing around with fighting against the Higgs boson philosophy. I call it a philosophy. I don't care to give him a Nobel Prize or not. I don't agree with it. My math doesn't agree with it. So that's where you are. And that's the AUD, and that's how we do that. Now let's give you a second example because you wanted to take a look at cable. So let's take a look at cable here. And we'll throw cable up right there on the J4X. And you can see cable's, well, I guess it's a little weak right there. You got a little down candle going on at the moment. But overall, you can see we use a Hinky Ashi to emulate my dots. Okay? And they have a correlation of about 70% Hinky Ashi to our dots. Also, Hinky Ashi is a lagging indicator, and my dots are an advanced leading indicator. Not just a leading indicator, but an advanced leading indicator. I have 3 categories: lagging indicators, leading indicators, and then Doc's math is an advanced leading indicator, which outpaces the average leading indicator. And so that's what you see when you look on the J4X. You're looking at, we do something that's based off of a relative concept, and that is they're competing against each other, not necessarily the highs here or the lows here, but how they react to each other. So when the white dashed line breaks down to the dotted line, the golden dotted line or the purple line, you can see we have a break in the product. And you have red bars from the Hinky Ashi. So you can try to emulate my math, and it has about a 70% correlation. It's made sometimes a little under, sometimes a little above 70%. It correlates to my math about 70% of the time. So that's pretty cool. And that's why we show it on J4X here. Hey, 9-pack. Wow, I am happy as a pig in a waddle. So everybody's coming in today. I love it. Welcome, welcome. And so what was the next product you were looking at? Oh, yeah, cable. So cable, you can see here, we're in a weekly sell from this point here. You slide over to, where's my mouse at? You slide over to here, that's line 13. You can see 4 weeks in a sell right there. See, 4 weeks in a sell. 4 right there. And 6 days in a buy. And so you can see right here, same situation. You know, you can see we're in a sell. You can see the product has had more of a downwardly motion than it has an upwardly motion. And when it tries to shift in the daily signal, it tells you not to be short, you know, from this sell signal here, right there. And you can see it was a very poor one to begin with. Now, if you're trading options, you would want to own like a 3 or 4 week option position, and you would make money after just 2 days, which is great, you know, and you could take it off. In this case here, now it's back into the buy, and you can buy a 4 week option position again with it going in here. You can't be long the spot or the futures or any hard delta, solely because it's a time thing with our math. So we're not really sure, and our time is measured not necessarily in Newtonian time, but in a fractional way. So we have a whole different relevancy there, and we're always trying to make money. That's the key there. And so you can see if you bought the I mean, obviously if you bought the hard delta, you would have been a winner chicken dinner, but we're much more conservative than that. So in this case here, if you're going to try to play just the daily against the weekly, you got to do it as an option, and it's got to be like 4 or 5 weeks. You know, and in this case here, you know, it was a winner. After 1 day, it was a winner. After 2 days, it was a real winner. And it made another high on the 3rd day, but obviously came down a little bit. And so, I mean, anywhere's in there, you can take a profit. And if you're still riding that puppy with the daily buy and green dots, well, you know, you're a winner chicken dinner. So I hope that all helps you out there. I like that 9-pack. Nice those emblems. Please, may please explain in details. Let's see. May? Can I? Yes, of course. So is that the... Well, let's give you an example, okay? Let's take a look at a 4-hour chart in whatever one of these products you're asking about. Let's try something like the yen. All right, dollar yen. So first of all, we're going to look at a 4-hour chart in dollar yen, and then I think let's see if we can find it in a spatial way. I'll give you the example of both of those. So there's or we can do, it's the third one. So let's see if we can find dollar. Let's see, where are we at here? We want to go to dollar, New Zealand dollar. Let's go to New Zealand dollar first, and then I'll go to the yen. All right, so New Zealand dollar. Let's find that. Where's it at here? Let's go to here, and let's put, instead of gold to 4 hour, let's put New Zealand dollar in there. Instrument, and cash, and NZD dollar. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so it's backfilling. Let's do that. And then what we'll do is we will take, I think we can take like this one here, make a copy of that, paste it, and give you a view of the same product in a spatial way. All right, so now let's, it's waiting for data. Let me see how many days back we're going. I think we're only going like a couple days back. Let's go back 2 days. And we'll minimize that for a second. And then let's go check out this here. This is still filling in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like that and bring this down so we can give you a comparison. And there it goes. It filled in. Okay, now let's go find the other one. Right there. It's back filling in. And it's really slow filling in. Spatial is much more challenging too, because it's, maybe we need to change it to ticks. It could be that slow too. This is a slow product. There we go. All right, so there's ticks. All right, now this is going back. Let's see. Let's go back a little bit further. Let's try to go back a couple days. So let's try 3. It's backfilling to 3. Now you can see here the difference in the charts. And we could try to find a better way of connecting it up. Probably like 333 or something like that. Might be more comparison. Let's try that. And then I'll point out the answer to that. All right, so here it goes back to 4 o'clock in the morning here towards the London Open. Now you can see here, it was climbing. You see it jumped across the 0 line, in this case here, the green line and the light blue histogram. We should really probably change that to something like, let's make it black and make that white so it can be comparable like that. There we go. And then let's change our time manifold the same way. And that's a nonlinear time manifold, we call that. It's a mirror image, plus and minus. And so you can see here, I think it's smoother. I think it gives us a better signal. In this case here, it was still minus off of the close of this, and it wasn't until you got this close in a 4 hour, that's 2 days ago. So let's go back to 2100 yesterday. Okay, so you can see here, we went into a buy. I guess we could add one more day. It'll help it out more. I'll let that fill in. And you'll see most of the time, if not all the time, the spatial picks up the combination of volatility and action, and it's a much earlier warning. May we please look at a 4 hour and a 1 hour chart instead of a 1 day and a 1 week chart? Oh, sure, we can do that too. And what's not 9 pack says, hey Doc, can you talk about the role of Fibonacci and the golden section? I don't particularly understand. Oh, sure. Yeah, my math is pre-Fibonacci. So I have no problem describing that. Matter of fact, I have that on my LinkedIn. How do I have it on my LinkedIn? Let me just show you how I say that on my LinkedIn. We'll just show you that real quick. And there it is right there. Before there was a Fibonacci sequence, it was just a consciousness, a flowing shape and value of time. See that right there? And that is my, that's what I call this indicator, is the shape and value of time. So, that's what our math is. It was, like I said, I designed it to fight with the Higgs boson. So it's still filling in here. But let's go to another chart for the 4 hour. What was it? LSLS wants to see 1 hour and 4 hour, right? Of these products. Let's go after and look at them. This will fill in a few seconds here. Let's go find another one. There we go. And what we can do is we can put in the 1 hour into this. So it's like one. Someone asked about a 15-minute. That's why it was up there. It's for one of the webinars. And let's go back like 10 days. And let's put the, what's this? We're looking at the NZD, right? So it's cash, NZD, right there. Okay. Now, while this is filling in, we'll move this one over to it so you can get a better flavor of it. But again, using minutes and hours is not as accurate as spatial mathematics. You can do ticks and contracts to do spatial, which is much better. And you can see here, this is trying to turn up again. You can see it went into the sell on this and is now trying to turn up, which is relatively bullish. And then you can see here for a couple hours, let's see, that's a minus and a minus. So it wasn't until this bar closed, I guess it's like right there. Let me put a line in there. There we go. And so you can see here, it went into the buy there, kind of missing some of the action. Now, when we go into, let's just do this. We move, if we take this and take this one and put it here, like so, and then the same product, we make it a 3-day instead of a 4-day. It'll fill in. You can see we've been in the buy here since 8:06, maybe even earlier. Let's see, that's minus now. So 8:06. So 8:06, and now in the hourly, oh, I see what it is. We went into the buy at 7:12, right there. And let's see, there's 7:12. What was that? 7:17. And let's see, I caught this move down here. Tried to go into the buy here. Was it successful? Red and green dots stop you from getting long in here. And it has to be all red or all green for the long positions and short positions. And so then that's at 5 this morning, which is okay because this went into the sell at, oh, this is real, you know, see, it's not showing, it doesn't show all the good action that we're picking up. So, I mean, we're like, you know, it told us to be short here, told us that it was going to bounce here, and so forth. See how tight this is? You're riding some harder numbers here. You know, in other words, you're short. Do you get stopped out from that move right there? You know, because you're following the hourly. You know, I don't know. And I don't even know what you're using, like a moving average or what tool you're using. We're comparing it to my math. And you can see my math is way ahead of it. So, you see what I'm saying there? I think we need to go explore this more. I'm going to explain the Fibonacci, the 9-pack, and then what you can do is you can eyeball this, and then we can talk about it more if you have any more questions about it. I know you do have more questions. I have no problem. I just find it more sensitive, much more enlightening. So it tells you to be short here. That's at 5:55. Let's look at the hourly here. There's the hourly. Where's 5:55? See, it's 5 o'clock right there, and it's going. What's it doing at that point? 5 o'clock, it's going up. What's our math telling us? At 5 o'clock, it was going up also, and at 5:55, it put us into the sell. Where's 5? Where's 6 o'clock on this? There's 6 o'clock. It's still in a buy in our math. So that's why I'm not a real big fan of it. You have to inform me what you're using on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. In other words, are you using a moving average or stochastics? What is the indicator that you're using on those things? Are you just using trend lines? In other words, it breaks this low, makes a lower low. Are you getting short on? Let's see where it's at here. See, I don't find this to be that insightful. I mean, it's okay, and if you have big stops, that's fine too. Obviously, you trade it and it works for you, then you go for it. But I find spatial mathematics so much more informative. There's 6 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, it's showing us the little pops in here don't mean anything. By the time it gets into a buy, it's already pushed itself back into the sell. It gets into a buy for a few ticks up and goes back into the sell here and catches another nice move down. That to me is better than waiting a whole hour for a direction. So, you see what I'm saying, Aless? But you can see these two here. We can minimize that one. And we can bring this over and make them bigger. So if you can tell us what you're following, which tools you're following, then we can try to compare apples to apples. Now, when it comes to Fibonacci, we can use these charts too for Fibonacci. And so you can take the low and you take the high. And when you're using Fibonacci, what is Fibonacci sequence is that spiral sequence. It's also in everyday life. If you take a look at a square versus a rectangle, you'll find that the difference in the rectangle is normally a Fibonacci number, which is like a, let's see if we can put those in there real quick. Indicator, and then let's find Fibonacci. They usually call them retracements, so it's called an R. Let's see if we can find R. MNOPQR. There we go. Retracements. Let's see. RSI. Rate of change. Let's see what else do they call them on this. There's a bar for it too, right here. Let's see if they call it Fibonacci with an F. EF. No, it's not reflected there. So what we do is we go like this. It's here because I use it once in a while. I look at things. And here's regression channel, retracement calculator, Fibonacci tools. They're all right here. Like that. Retracements, trend-based trend lines. Speed resistance does it as a fan. So in other words, you look at the low, you take out this high, you see this high there, and what you were doing is you're moving your high each time. So in other words, you see it making higher highs, and you keep on moving it up, and you keep on looking for these lines here. That's how we make that bigger and emphasized. And then so what you're doing is you're looking to see it come down and test. So like this one, it tests the. So we can widen this out too, like that, and bring it down like that. So you can see here it goes down and tests this 0.38 or 382, and so then, oh, can you hold 1 second? Somebody's out at the door. Let's see what's going on there. go. We got a trader that stopped in. All right. So that's the Fibonacci sequence. And then the way that people use it, traders use it, what they do is they follow the highs and lows. And you can see it comes down and challenges that. And you're looking for a bounce. You saw it bounce there. Bounce here. It does the 0.38, which is the most important, one of the most important fib numbers. And then as it rises again, you take it again, same low, but a new high. You see that new high. And then you see like this one here is a less high. So now you feel comfortable with that. And then you watch to see if it's going to bounce off of that yellow line again. In this case here, it does hit it, bounces up, and then fails and goes to the 50 percentile, which is what a lot of funds watch. And then they also watch the 0.618 or 618 right there. And you can see it goes on for, dozens of bars and plays around, goes above, goes below, and then you can see here it breaks the 50, goes down to the 618 just by the hair of its chinny chin, just misses it. And it runs all the way back up to this high here again. And that's how you watch that. And then you take that high and you move that now over to here after the second bar lower. And you can see that it tries to come down. It plays with this and it's playing with this and it's showing strength because it won't touch those. And does. It makes a new high. And then you take it again after the second bar of it or the next bar of it like that. You can see it fails there. So now you're watching for the move and you see it's very fast. Now the funds are selling off of it really hard. And just a couple bars, it's already come down to the 50 percentile. It's played with the 618, bounces off of it, and then you can see it comes down and challenges the 7.6 and bounces off of that, and then comes back up with lots of fanfare and aggressiveness. Almost takes out the high, but it doesn't. And you can see now it's flirting with the 50. It's flirting with the 3.8 right there, and now it's flirting with the minor one. That's why I have it in the blue ones. And so that's what you see there. Let me just double check the chat line here, guys. And then so, let's see. So how's that 9-pack? Does that make sense to you? And then it's also in mathematics. You can see it everywhere, and you can see it in DNA. You can see it in expanding galaxies. You can see it in isotopes. You can see that the sequence is there everywhere. It's integrated. You go on a beach, you see it in a seashell, and that's what you're looking at there. Okay, now Zig says, Doc, do you trade S&Ps and Nasdaq? Yes, I do. And see, you can ask a question now that I said yes. Okay, LS says, I just analysis of the candlestick chart and drawing lines to get a price action patterns. This is the 1 hours and 4 hours, right? Using moving averages and random numbers to get idea of price direction if required. I see. And we can go back to that and we can put those in that you use and see how they compare up to spatial mathematics. 9-pack says, are Fibonacci and golden ratio the most common tools used by traders? I can tell you this. It's a little winded of a story, but it's not that long. And that is that ever since quantitative easing in 2008, I see these tools functioning enormously more accurate than they've ever functioned before. Now, they've always had great validity, but I can tell you that the herd, in other words, a lot of traders, be it funds, be it the central banks, be ever who it is, are using them enormously more than they've ever used them before. I can tell you that. I've been involved since 1978, 79, and been a member on a trading floor since 1980, going into 81. And so, my 39 years on a trading floor and watching the math a couple years before that as an amateur, I can tell you that I've never seen it more accurate. So, and it all seemed to explode in 2008 when the central banks became the buyer of last resort. I think that the young people who work at these central banks are reading old technical analysis books for a hint of what to do. And I think that they're following these things enormously, and they give tip-offs constantly because of it. So I hope that answers your question, that the Fibonacci and the golden ratio are most common tools. They seem to be enormously common nowadays. How would you trade the Nasdaq 100 at open today? Well, it's open live right now, so let's just take a look. Let's minimize that. And right there, here you can see it. Let's blow this up like so. You can see it right here. Let's turn off one of these. This is a Gasline Super. And it doesn't even have numbers. And it's a way out one. Let's just turn off that. It's something I watch for options. And you can see here, I went into a buy. It moved up. I am watching. Let me see. Where can I? Let me go here. I've got a number in the back of my head. I've been watching, and that is the high here, the 599 from about 4 or 5 days ago, and it seemed to be a real strong area. You can see it here. The high was 554. You can see it here. It was just on the edges of 500. It was 477 high. I'm watching those areas, and you can see we seem to be parked underneath them at the moment. I'm thinking, you can see our histogram is turning up very strong. You can see the white line is almost plus. Matter of fact, it is plus. That's plot 1. I think it's plot 1. Yeah. Or it's plot 4. Let me just double check that. Let's just double check that. It's telling us that there's buying going on. No, it's plot 6. We're using the super. So on plot 4 and plot 1, they're probably both plus. And let's just double check it there real quick again. If I can figure out how to do this right. There we are. So scaling. Where's the numbers at? Oh, I know it is. I don't have to do it that way. I can go like this. So right here you can see plot 1 is plus, plot 4 is plus, and plot 6 now has become plus. It's trading at 138 actually. So it's showing some real tenacity. So they're all plus. It's telling us that there's some buyers coming in here. And the weekly trend is getting ready to change. And let's go to the other mouse. And you can see that right there. Nasdaq. Where the hell is it at? Come on. Come on. You can do this. All right, right there. Line 28. So we're 7 days in a buy, but we're 3 weeks in a sell. You can see that right there. It's trying to come out of that sell. And you can see the daily caught it the first day, and then it joined in with the weekly by the end of that week. Actually, the week after. And so you can see here, it's been in a sell for 3 full weeks, and now it's trying to, actually it's, what is that, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So it's 4 weeks. Why does I have a 3 there? It should be a 4. There we are. And you can see it's trying to get into a buy. You can see the strength there, which to you it don't mean it. We have a guest trader here today, and he has no clue on any given day where this product is, but he trades the hell out of it. I can tell you that. And he doesn't care. Because what he's doing is he's doing intraday trading. 8 ticks, he's gone. He's what we refer to as a scalper. There are very few of them anymore because the trading floors are not around. But with the electronic age, you can scalp this market pretty well, and he is master of it because he has the attention span and the skill set to do it. So it fits perfect for him, and he is a scalper. And I've known him for over 30 years, and I've always saw that scalping ability.
10 grand this morning.
You're up 10 grand?
This morning.
Yeah, he's up 10 grand this morning. So, I mean, he rock and rolls. And so, for him, he'll look at this, and that might stick in the back of his mind a little bit, but overall, he doesn't really care because he's a short-term trader. And I mean short-term, 8 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He's in, he's out. You can see here, and he's 70 years old, too. Who said you can't teach an old dog a new trick, huh? Basically that is where some traders are. They're trading the intraday because there's so much great action going on. As we take a look again at, where's it, my 3. You can see here, it's been a great little sell-off. What is that? That is from 8:10 this morning all the way down to 8:14. That's 4 minutes. And it fell from 53 close, almost a 54 close, 454, that's 11,454 close, down to a low of 42. Okay, that's 12 points. 12 points at $20 a point. That's $240. So there's room in there for you to make money. 2s and 3 lots can make you successfully in your bank account. And you can see here it's trying to turn up. Let's widen that out. The mouth is trying to turn up at the moment. You can see the histogram is trying to go plus. It's making a dash up. You see the strength is coming. We've got 110 ticks, 107 ticks, 101, 99. You see it over there on the right. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. You see it right right here. You can see it right there. It's lit up live. You can see that. And it's trying to get into the buy, and we'll see how well it does after it closes on that. See what the strength is. I would assume it'll go up to the 21 line right there. And we'll see if we can get that pop to the 21 line. And it's hesitating because it just had a nice little dash. Let's see if it makes a real fast dash to that. And it'll probably stall out a little bit. And you're watching that live, and that's the action to it. And it's being hesitant, but we'll see. It's not going down, so that's obviously a positive sign. That was the pullback. Would you buy it now?
Oh, I've been in and out.
It would have been in and out already. It would have been long and profitable and gone. So that is that's what a scalper does. Look at it. It's driving right to that little blue line. There, it's hit the little blue. Now he says it's a pullback. He's ready to sell it again. See, it's moving down. That is his speed. That's his velocity. And so, you know, that's that. Oh, good. Okay, 9-pack. Did that help out with the Fibonacci? And Zig-Zig, Anti, or Anita, or Anti. That is how we would look at the Nasdaq. For some, obviously, it's looking longer when you go to my daily and weekly. Let me go back to that again right there. It's trying to tell us that the weekly is trying to turn up. You can see the white line. Let's go right there on a daily and weekly. For yourself, you're looking at it on an hourly. So let's go to that hourly real quick. And let's see if we can find that. So there's the hourly. Let's put it in there. We'll erase that Fibonacci sequence. We will change the format to, or the product, to the NAS 100. Let's see, NQs, that's what it is. NQ. And where are you at here? There it is right there. And there's the hourly. And you can see our math is going to fill in soon. And let's just do the 4-hour one too. Well, there it goes. It filled in. And let's do the 4-hour one. NQ. Future. Right there. And there's the hourly. Right there, there's your hourly. It's trying to move up with this move. And so I would say that you're probably seeing strength, especially with the hourly being above my manifold at the moment. The 4-hour one's still back and filling. It'll be interesting to see where our math is at with that. So everything seems to be telling us that there's some buying going on here. And then obviously when you go into a scalper, their short-term chart, if we can find it again, right there. Where is that? That is right there. You can see that. Going up to the blue line, it hesitated from it, and now it's back and filling off of it. And our math is trying to turn down. You can see the histogram is a little bit lower. The line is turning down through the time manifold right there. And the fun has been made on the upside. Now it's trying to play a downside, and we'll see how well it treats the downside of that there. I hope that's all cool. Let's see, what time? We got about 10 more minutes of time. Any other questions? Fire them out. We will dissect anything you guys want to look at. And so you can see there. What else we got going on? I guess that's about it at the moment. Let's see. Let's go to, let's see, we can close that. That's gone. And let's see if your 4-hour has popped up. I still want to see where the 4-hour is. There's the 4-hour. Let's make it the whole page. And you can see there the 4-hour's been on an upwardly trend now for hours. Does that match to your lines there, Zig-Zig? Does that fit into it at all? You can see the strength has been in there. It's been battling its way up. And our time manifold is just dropping. The white line is just breaking underneath it, just reflecting a little weakness, and you can see the little red dot there. And if we go over to let's go to J4X and do the same thing. And that's called the Tech 100 in the Switzerland Lafayette situation. Let's see on J4X. Right there, that's the same product. You see a little pressure there, and this is on a daily. Not sure why it's minus so much. I thought it was plus for the day. Let me just double check. Right there. Yeah, okay. So it's just a little bit. Yesterday it settled at 469. It's trading right now at 443. So it's down just a little bit there. And you can see the green development there, but you can see the line's trying to break down in here. So let's see, where are we at this? We are. All right, that's there. Now let's go to an hourly one and take a look at it. No, that's a daily. There's an hourly one. And you see this is coming back up and trying to get bullish in here at this point. You see it turned down here, played with it there, and rolled over again. It's trading interestingly there. And let's go back and look at it on a 4-hour. And there it is there for the 4-hour. You know, breaking down here. And the Hinky Ashi also show the weakness of it. You can see where it turns up right here. Right there, I guess it is. Something like that. Right there, where it jumps across the line. So it does get some life into it, even with a little hesitation over well, that's a 4-hour period, so that's over 16 hours. It's going a little choppy, and then finally lifts up over the last, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 hours. That's over a day. So I can see your 4-hour one is trying to lift up. All right, another in the house. Faresh, what's up? What are your thoughts on this this idea? What idea is it? You fire it out. Let's see what the idea is, and we'll give you an idea of what my idea is. Sounds like a Woody Allen film. But we'll give you an answer very gladly. And if I can't, I will find the answer for you. It's around here somewhere. It's in our bag of tricks. So I'm waiting for your question. So that's no problem. What else can we look at here, traders? Let's look at the S&P 500. I did notice that the listed stocks, or the old-fashioned stocks, are really lifting more. You can see it's up today. And the same thing is going on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Where is that at on this thing here? Do we have one on here? There it is. No, that's not it. It's right here. Yep, that's it. There we go. And there's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You see that is also up, trying to take out the closes of, say, the last month. Right here, just with how high it is. Matter of fact, last night took out all the closes of the last month, all the way back to August 4th, right? Because we're in the 10th month now. So the close of August 3rd, close was 28,224. You can see here it closed at 28,135. No, yesterday was 28,054. And today it's at 134, and we're wondering if we're going to see it take out that, which was the high of like an accumulation of like 5 months. So it went up back up to the 29,000 that day and then collapsed. Let's see. After some more confirmation to the upside. Oh, what are your thoughts on this idea? I'm trying to figure out what the idea is. Some more confirmation to the upside. You mean what is giving us an indication that there's going to be more upside? I know Powell is speaking this morning, the Federal Reserve Chairman. He's probably going to reiterate how they are not going to let go. They're going to support markets. That's obviously one. Never fight the Fed. I know that's a simplistic one, but it's definitely a true one. Never fight the Fed. After that, the technicals, tell us that if you're going to have to buy equity on this planet, obviously the U.S. markets are the best. That's a confirmation that there's more buying going on, because as money is made, it has to be invested somewhere, and they don't have much of a choice but to buy more U.S. equities. And I guess you can marry them to options. When you marry them to options, you're opening the doorway for a lot more protection than a stop. Does that help you? Is that what the idea was? Was a confirmation, more confirmations? What are some of the confirmations for upside? Obviously, our work. That's another one. You can see, like here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you can see it's through. The histogram is plus this week already. The white line is through. When looking at right there, looking at the S&P 500, you can see We were in a buy back in June. And you can see the product had its tendency to drive up until we went into the sell here. Obviously, it broke a little bit earlier, and our daily gave us the sell signal. Our math is telling us that there's more buying going on. You can see that obviously the daily alone has been in a buy for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full days. Do I have that right on the chart too? On the fact check chart, I actually have that right, so that's good. It says 7 there. So they're the confirmations to a great extent. No other place to invest on the planet. You can't put your money anywhere particular if you're a fund manager and feel like you're going to get a return on it if you're not at least buying U.S. stocks. It doesn't matter about the PE ratio. That, again, is a relationship relative to other places. And when you have zero interest rates on over 15 trillion in equity across the planet, again, that forces you to be long the U.S. market. Does that make sense? Can I analyze Tesla all day long? Let's go find Mr. and Mrs. Tesla. You gonna make a phone call? Let's see. Where is that? Tesla. Where are you? Okay, there we are, right there. There's Nikola Tesla's or Elon Musk stock. Mr. Battery itself, and you can see right there. You can see that it's been in a buy since here. You saw the action up. It's still in a weekly. It couldn't match up. In other words, the histogram goes minus, but the white line is plus. The white line goes minus, but the histogram goes back into a plus. So it's been in a buy. We can shrink that, and our spreadsheet shows you where we went into a buy, I think. Where did we go into a buy? Well, let's go find the sheet. Go over to a fact check sheet. We have a fact check sheet for the equity market. Let's see, it's right there. And here it comes. And as you can see on line 11, we're 26 weeks in a buy, 7 days in a buy. So the product has been in a buy for a while here. Back in here somewhere it went into the buy. Back in the, I guess this is the pre-split. So you could say around $96 and traded up to $500. And now it's still holding on the weekly. You can see it tried to break down yesterday, or not yesterday, last week. The histogram was plus. You can see that. It was 151 plus. The white line was minus 0.75. So this week we got the histogram minus hitting the time manifold and the white line up. So it's still in a buy for 26 weeks going for 27. Does that help on the Tesla? Cool. All right. I think we're out of here. It's 28 after. So this is the singing trader too. And as an old fan of being a cowboy, happy trails to you until we meet again, which obviously will be Wednesday. Happy to hump day. Happy trails to you, to all my